Hey, Carl! It's your boy Carl! What's up? How's it going?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Miss Anya.
Hello. It's been 2 weeks now.
It's been forever. It's too long.
It is. It's so good to see you again, Carl.
Well, thank you. It's good to be seen.
And to be fair, I have seen you. Thank you. I have seen you.
Yes, you have.
From really far away.
Yes, it's been kind of interesting, but it's been kind of fun to get outside and to actually see anybody. I kind of thought some people would want to come up and say hello, but they haven't yet, so maybe someday.
Yeah, maybe. So, for those of you that don't know, Carl has now expanded, and he is doing live performances.
Yeah.
On Sundays.
I think the world was ready for me.
Yes, so that is, we have this trailer, we call it the Showmobile, which is kind of funny to me, but yeah, so a lot of people now you were kind of famous before, to be honest.
Well, yeah, that's
at least,
not to brag or anything,
but yeah. So, and now,
I hit the road.
You did.
In style, I'll say.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, we have Sarah and Becky with us.
Hey, Sarah. Hey, Becky. How's it going?
And I got to hear Becky laughing today. So
she's got such an awesome laugh.
I know. And her wheelchair went crash.
What?
So that was pretty funny. And then she
a wheelchair is kind of like a unicycle, you know.
Oh, right. It was. Don't worry, it was in the car. She wasn't in it.
Oh, whoops.
So yeah.
That's probably a good idea.
Right. But it was pretty funny. And then also she thought it was pretty funny when Sarah said the word boo-boo. Yeah, boo-boo.
It is funny.
It is kind of funny, boo-boo. It's actually a name.
That's one of those words where the more you say it, the funnier it sounds.
Yeah, boo-boo. Okay. Yeah.
Let's keep saying it.
Anyway, so tonight is our last episode. I know, but you know what? We could be sad about it, but I think that we should probably actually be kind of celebrating.
Well, yeah, I thought we could. But tell you what, I hope it's not really our last one, because I've got ideas for stuff like Christmas specials and other things like that. I think we should do like a back-to-school special or a very special after-school special.
A special after-school special.
Yeah.
Okay, like the more you know kind of a thing?
Well, no, like with a message for the kids, like this is a very special after-school special with a message.
Okay, sure.
Can you watch after school?
I'm game.
Sweet.
It's all good. So, yeah, I was thinking back, and our very, very first episode was on Palm Sunday week. Do you remember that? And
that was awesome.
We had palm branches. We were talking about all of the kids who were waving their palm branches and worshiping Jesus. And we were remembering that.
Yep. And my cousin, the donkey.
Oh, right. That's right. We talked about your cousin.
Yeah. And I was supposed to be there, but camels aren't allowed in the temple.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm going to need these refreshers to remember, because that was a long time ago.
Yeah, you don't remember that camels can't be in the temple?
Yeah, I did make a comment about that, didn't I?
Yeah, that was kind of troublesome.
Yeah, we've had to work through some things, together. We've been through a lot together.
You've been very helpful.
Thank you.
You've also brought up a few things, but that's okay.
Yeah, well, so have you, to be fair.
Well, good friends do that. And
they do. It's true.
They just work through it, and they sometimes agree to disagree, and so it's fine. I still love you.
I love you too. I
do. Thanks.
I have a lot of affection for you, Carl. Whoa. Let's keep a little.
Sorry. Forgot about that.
Yes. Okay.
I just remember Pastor Lon talking about how important it is to tell people that you love them. And
he did say that on Sunday. Oh, we should go back to Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Because you did such a good job getting most of the kids and a lot of the adults to do the power shuffle.
They were so awesome. They were pounding, they were shuffling.
It was really fun to see everybody kind of dancing and doing some moves.
You know what? I think next time we do that song, I'm going to do it with the kids.
Oh, that would be good. That would be really good. It was really fun, and I hope you saw me because I was totally doing it, all of the moves.
You were totally shuffling.
I was shuffling, and there were people around me that were not shuffling. So, but I didn't care. I was going to do it. So
excellent. It's the power of the shuffle.
Yeah. So, and then it started downpouring. It was so weird.
People were power shuffling their way into the building and stuff like that. It was awesome. And then a whole bunch of people jumped on the showmobile, and it started raining in the showmobile, and it was.
Oh, was it raining in the show? I didn't go. I stayed where I was under my. Well, I didn't have an umbrella.
It looked kind of funny there with your little umbrella chair, but that was a brilliant
umbrella
idea.
Chair. Well, and I actually brought that chair because of the sun. Had no idea it was going to rain.
It's multi-purpose, huh?
Yeah, I checked the weather app while it was downpouring, and it said that it was clear with only a 15% chance of rain.
I think you need a new weather app.
Probably, yeah. So what was it like from your vantage point when it started to rain? What did you see out from the front of the stage there?
Well, it was really weird because Pastor Lon started talking, and all of a sudden everybody just started walking out. And then there were some confused looks on faces, and then they started running, and that was when. And I was talking to Pastor Lon about it, and he said he didn't even realize they were leaving because of the rain at first.
Oh, okay. Just thought he said something offensive, or
we did the power shuffle and stuff like that. That's about it. Let's go.
Everybody's
it's
done.
Nice day. Let's go to the beach.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was just crazy. It was just like one cloud just settled over us and opened up. And I'm really hoping that it is just a memory for some of the kids that were there.
And let it be known that Aaron Berkland was the first person to get under the shelter.
Oh, did you meet Aaron?
Nope, but I saw him running like he was scared of something.
Okay. Yep, some people were really on it. So
much for women and children first. It was every man for himself.
It was.
And that big bearded guy just kept running.
Yep. I mean, it did rain pretty hard, to be fair. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was so great. And and you're doing such a good job. And I have news.
Yeah, go on.
Do you know how Ms. Chris did the announcements? Yep. And Henry, that's right.
He did so good.
He did. I am actually doing announcements next Sunday. Well, this Sunday. So
I get to see you?
Yeah, and up close. And then also, I was just going to ask if you're not busy, if you would be willing to help me.
Well,
could we do them together? Because I really think it's been so long since I've had to give announcements at church. If I get a little nervous, I just thought it'd be kind of fun to help if you would help me give announcements.
Yeah, I'll just have to be sure to get my hair and makeup started a few minutes early.
Oh, right. Okay. So should I just say, just call for you when I get up there? Okay.
Yep, that'd be great.
Perfect.
That'd be awesome.
Cool. Well, then I have not set foot in the showmobile yet. So
it's so cool.
Looks cool in there. So.
Yeah, it's like you're in a big semi-trailer with other stuff in it, but it's loud and it's cool, and there's all those people out there, but they're afraid to get too close.
Right. Well, not afraid, but we're still social distancing a little bit. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it is. So, but here we are. Finally, we're all back together again. So
I get to see all the kids.
Right. And I saw Henry, I saw Jillian, I saw Bridget, Ashley, Tara.
I waved at them. I don't know if they noticed I was waving at them, but.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll wave back next time.
Yeah. So we'll just keep doing that. We'll keep.
Did you see what happened to Andrew's foot?
I did.
Poor guy.
So, let's see. Could Carl be sure to be on stage on the 12th of July? Are you planning to do this all summer, Carl?
Until they kick me out.
Okay. As long as, so he'll be
there.
there.
Yeah, I think I'll be there. I'll have to consult my schedule and check with my agent, but...
All right.
Who's wondering?
What?
Who was wondering?
Who was wondering? Sarah.
Oh! Wait.
Sarah. It might just be a show for us, Sarah, for all intents and purposes.
So what does that mean?
It means they're coming here. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. So
I'm getting to see all my friends.
I know. So yeah. So that'll be fun. And
that'll be fun.
But and so now we're meeting in person on Sundays, and so that just makes me think all the way back to what we have gone through during this quarantine time. We've been through we've gotten through the last couple months. We did it. I mean, now it's not completely over, but we're at least meeting as a church on Sundays.
I do not like isolation.
No, isolation too long is not good.
I really like people.
Yes. So, okay,
and people like me.
People love you.
Really like
yes,
me.
We've established that so many times, but it's true. You are very lovable and likable.
Oh, thanks.
Yes. Okay, so we talked about Palm Sunday.
Yep.
And then the very next Sunday was Easter.
Yep.
And I think it was like one of the first Easters I haven't been in church. That was kind of sad, but we made the best of it, right? Yep. And we talked about, I remember we talked about why did Jesus have to die? Because that always confused me when I was a little girl. Why did Jesus have to die for us? And we talked about how he needed to forgive our sins, and he needed to show us that he is more powerful than death.
Yeah, and it's like I always tell the kids, he did it because they're worth it.
Yes. So that was awesome. We celebrated Easter. And then we started this whole kind of, I guess, journey of finding all about Daniel. All about Daniel. There we go.
Yep.
Get my words out there. Yeah, so Daniel, and I really feel like, I have been to a lot of Sunday school classes and different things, but I really feel like I know the Daniel story in and out, kind of his life. That's
because he did it with the camel.
Yes, I kind of learned more through this. So, and we talked about how Daniel and his friends went to the land of the...
Oh boy,
you can do it, you can do it, you can do it.
Babylonians.
Yes, the Babylonians. Close enough,
okay.
Close enough. And how that was super hard, and there was a lot of parts about it that were not super fun and kind of scary, and they had to decide not to give in to fear, and they had to trust God, and
then eat their vegetables.
Yep, I remember that too. And then we met King Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah.
Yes. And what did you call King Nebuchadnezzar again? King Nebulizer?
Nebulizer.
Yes, King Neb.
Wait. I just thought of something.
What?
Have you yet learned to say Babylonian linoleum?
Babylonian linoleum.
That's good.
Didn't you make me say aluminum with it?
Aluminum Babylonian linoleum.
Aluminum Babylonian linoleum. I just did it.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Good enough.
I mean, yeah. So, and King Nebuchadnezzar came along, and at first he just had kind of worshipped many gods, and then slowly over time, God did a lot of cool things, and he eventually trusted God. It was pretty wild.
Yes, but first he wanted everybody to worship him.
Oh, I remember that.
And that big tall statue.
That statue, and oh my goodness, the whole story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
And totally lit.
It was, and they got thrown into the fiery furnace, and we talked about how that would have been so scary and so hard, but they would not worship any other God than the one true God.
Yep.
And so we've talked a lot about worshiping God even when it's really hard and making really hard decisions.
Yep.
So sometimes God doesn't always take us out of the hard situations. He gives us strength and love and trust, and helps us to trust him in the middle of those really hard situations.
Yes, and he's right there with us too, so that's pretty cool.
Right there with us, just like he was with the three guys in the fiery furnace.
Yeah, I set that one up for you.
You did. Good job. Good job.
You're
I love it. What else did we talk? Oh, the writing on the wall story. That was super cool. When there was that giant hand writing the message on the wall.
Yes, but before that, there was when the Nebuchadnezzar dude he went goofy.
Oh, yes, and he finally humbled himself and trusted God. Yeah, and we talked about how...
After he ate grass for a while.
You always bring that up.
Well, as a fellow grass eater...
Right, it's notable. So, yeah, and let's see, there were 3 different kings. Belshazzar was one of them. And then King Darius came along, and he really, by that time Daniel was older, remember that? He was an old man, and he kind of got set up. In fact, his life was never easy. It really wasn't. It was a tough life, and with a lot of normal days and days where he just lived out his life with God, but then he had some really exciting, wonderful things happen too, where God just did amazing things. And we found out you have a fear of cats.
Yeah. And
how's that going?
Well, as long as I avoid them, they're not too bad, and as long as I remember to take my allergy meds.
Right.
So that's, I guess, yeah, I'm not as terrified as I used to be, so thanks for that.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? Sometimes things don't totally change. Sometimes we do have little fears or big fears or whatever. But, yeah, so Daniel ended up getting thrown in the lion's den, and...
That was not awesome.
That was not awesome. But you imagined that he, laid on top of the kitties.
Yeah, they were all
like kitties, on top of the lions and kind of cuddled with them, which...
Yes, which would have been much better, because normally the kitties lay on top of you.
Right. It's
true.
It's one of the reasons you didn't like them, right?
Yeah, with those big lions laying on top of them. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been good. And then after all of, I think it was 70 years, we talked about all of that time, God's people got to go back home. And the last couple of episodes of Living Hope Kids, we talked about how they had to fix all the broken things. The temple that had been burned down, and they had to start over.
Huge mess to clean up.
Huge mess. And there were a lot of broken things that God was going to help them fix. It didn't happen really fast. In fact, it took a lot of years.
Yep.
But they eventually rebuilt the temple, and they celebrated, and they were so excited to worship God there again. And we didn't really talk about this too much, but they also rebuilt all of the walls around the city of Jerusalem. And God really restored his people and helped them. They needed him so much. I think that's one thing we've talked about a lot, Carl, is how much we need God, and how and so often we forget to ask for his help.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we can ask for his help even. What was I looking for? I lost something recently, and I looked and looked and looked and looked, and finally I just said, God, you know where this is. Can you help me find it? And eventually I did find it. That doesn't always happen.
So
but
wait.
I don't remember what it was.
So let me get this straight. You lost something, and now you lost in your head.
Yeah, exactly. It's not surprising to me.
That is so meta.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Have you ever lost your unicycle?
No.
Oh, I guess it is a pretty big item. Yeah, it's a pretty big item.
So yeah, you gotta kind of put it back and put it away every time you're done with it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Did I ever tell you about this story of how I lost my Bible one time?
What?
Yes. So I was at camp, and my Bible's so important to me. I've had it for a really long time. It's super fragile. So I put it in this, I don't have it here with me tonight, but I put it in this black case, zips up, and so it kind of blends in with things. Well, one day I lost it, and actually it's like, it was getting to the point where I think it had been a couple days, and I looked and looked and looked in every place I could think of. And the last place I remembered having it, this is at camp, was on the lid of a garbage can. I had set it down after our staff meeting, and I set it on the top of the garbage can, and then in my mind I took out the garbage. I couldn't remember what I had done with it after that. So after looking and looking for several days, I thought maybe my Bible had gotten thrown away and put in the dumpster at camp. And then I went to the dumpster to check, and the garbage truck had come and had already emptied the dumpster. It was super. I actually felt sick.
Have you considered establishing some routine?
Yes, I do need to do that. But anyway, I felt so sick. I actually started to cry, and I wanted to go home. I think, kids, if you have something so special to you and you've lost it, I think you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I was already praying and asking God for help. And my friend Sarah, who's watching,
hi Sarah.
She told me that she would be willing to go to the dump with me to try to look for my Bible at the dump. Now that's a true friend, wouldn't you say?
I guess so.
Yeah, but thankfully we didn't have to go that route because I found it in my cabin. There was a really high bunk bed, and that Bible had gotten put way up on that bunk bed that no one was using, and I'm sure I put it there. But I was so happy. I was so happy to have my Bible back. That was good.
Your husband there?
No, he wasn't.
That would have been helpful.
Yeah, he does help me find a lot of things. It's
That's
true.
what husbands are for, I think.
So, yeah.
One other reason.
And to answer your question, Sarah, I may have, for a long time, I carried it around in a box, in the original box. I don't remember if I have the case yet or not. It's a good question. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so long story long, as I like to say, I needed God's help, and I've needed God's help to find a lot of things, so He is always working. He's always helping us.
It's sure a good thing He always knows where you're at.
It's true. And I think through these stories we've seen how God's always working, even when things seem really, really bad, like there's a whole bunch of people bowing down to a statue that's not a real God, and you might, like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when they said, even if God does not deliver us, we will not bow. They were very, very certain that they could not worship any other gods. And so there's been some really close calls, but God has come through. God has helped. And He's always working. So, yeah, it's really kind of been one of those happy ending stories. Yeah. For, all of God's people came back after 70 years.
Well, actually, it always is a happy ending in the end.
It is. And maybe we should talk about what's at the end of time there's going to be a happy ending too.
That's going to be the best!
I know.
It's going to be so awesome!
Yes. When God sets up His new kingdom, it'll be great.
And guess what? I don't think you'll ever lose anything again.
I probably won't. That's true. Some of my fun memories, besides talking about cats with you, because that was really fun, was when you started trying new things. Like, I remember when you decided you wanted to try to become a DJ, and you did. So you've learned a lot. Yes, you have learned so many. You picked up some new hobbies.
By the way, I'm available for parties, weddings, and bar mitzvahs.
Okay. And what else? Oh, I found out that you come from a line of racing camels.
Yeah.
Although you're not a racing camel yourself.
Well, not the way not the way all the other ones were. I'm pretty fast on my unicycle, but they raced in other ways.
That's right. Your mother, Maybelle?
Yeah.
Yes, and she was a world famous racing camel. And
roller skating.
Roller skating. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot that little note detail.
You've always loved wheels.
Yeah. And I heard you, 2 Sundays ago, recruiting Eric Sievert for your potential unicycle gang that you've started.
Yeah, so let's talk about forgiveness, because I had talked to him and to this other guy named Evan, Tram's son, and said, hey, God, bring your unicycles next week so we can prove that we're doing this. And I think they forgot.
Oh, well.
But I still love him. You're still part of the crew.
Okay, yeah, you better have sometimes people don't remember things like that. And maybe they got nervous.
I'm not very good at organizing stuff.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. And
I'm more fly by the seat of my robe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yep, so there was the unicycle gang plans. And, you are pretty busy.
Very busy.
So
that's why I need an agent.
Yeah. I should have gotten water.
Into the elbow, please.
All right, I'm going to have to go get a drink.
Hey, it's just me and you, kiddos. How's it going? So, I've been thinking about life on the road and with you guys, and it's been pretty awesome. I've had a good time, and I've gotten to meet all you guys, and it's been really great. And it's been really special, too. So, thank you, first of all, to Miss Debbie, who sent me that chocolate bunny that was not hollow. That was so good. You still coming back?
I'm trying not to cough.
I think your microphone's still on. Thank you for all your grace, kiddos, because she's not. Sonia's still working out this TV thing.
Okay. Try not to laugh right now. The size of this cup.
Whatever
okay.
you do, don't make it come out of your nose.
I know. Okay, I think I'm good. Okay, the one time I don't do, well, actually there's been twice that I haven't done a cup of water. And I totally needed it. Anyway, I think I'm good.
Back to the idea of a routine.
Yes, exactly. What were we talking about? We were talking about your unicycle club.
Yep.
We're talking about your hobbies. Oh, do you have any new ones?
Well, let's see. I think I'm going to take up some cooking.
Oh,
yeah,
that'd be good.
Yep.
Anything in particular you'd like to cook?
Maybe like some cookies, some bars, some granola bars or something like that.
Granola bars, those are good.
I like treats. Maybe I'll learn how to cook a chocolate bunny.
Oh, great. I heard you giving a shout out to
yes.
my parents for sending you a chocolate bunny.
Yeah, that was so awesome. It was delicious too.
Okay,
and it wasn't disappointing.
It wasn't disappointing. That's good.
Because it was solid.
Yes.
Not
I think
empty like so many people's hopes and dreams.
Right. I think what actually made me cough is there's a strong smell of like hickory smoke.
Oh,
Were
yeah.
you grilling earlier? Because
yes, I've been learning
it's
how
on
to
your
smoke
clothes.
meat.
This is an actual true story.
I've been learning how to smoke meat out back.
But it's
which is really confusing everybody because like there's this
in.
pizza restaurant nearby and everybody's coming in and being like, I would like some brisket.
Oh, right.
We don't have brisket. They're like, we can smell it
the
for
hickory
miles.
smell is very strong.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's awesome. No, okay, so I mean,
that's my phrase.
That's true. You have learned how to be a DJ.
Yep.
You've honed your unicycle skills. Oh, yeah, remember that time you made a puppet?
Yeah.
That was actually one of my favorite episodes.
That was pretty sweet. Except I got things backwards.
Right. Can you remind me what you got backwards?
See, I had thought that I read that the trick was to not move their lips and you move yours, but I guess it was backwards.
Yes, and then
it seemed too easy.
There was also I had to go apologize to the daycare. Do you remember that? Yeah, because you didn't realize that you shouldn't get a sock puppet off a sleeping child.
I'm so embarrassed about that.
Yeah. You know what, Carl? Sometimes we don't think things through, and that was just one of those times where you were busy unicycling during the day. And that's when we learned that you should probably unicycle after hours in the mall.
That's true.
So, but yeah, I was pretty concerned when I found out you had taken a sock off a sleeping child for this.
I'll tell you what, the one thing that I'm still a little disappointed about is I'm trying to get Bill the barber to go unicycling with me.
Oh yeah.
And he's not ready yet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, but that reminds me. Do you remember when some of the other teachers came on here?
Yeah, that was awesome.
We talked about riding bikes.
Yes, and they were very good at doing some of the power shuffle on Sunday.
Oh, yes, I know. They totally were all over that. So.
You know who really likes me?
Who?
Tram.
Oh, yes, Miss Tram.
She thinks I'm hilarious.
Oh, well,
and you know
are.
What? Yes, she's right.
You have a very healthy self-esteem. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Another good thing about you, Carl.
Thanks.
Anyway, what else? What does this say? Okay, yeah, I took a couple notes down here. But I think we've covered almost everything. Anything else you want to talk about?
Let's see here.
Yeah. Well, we'll plan to do announcements together on Sunday.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
And
we learned I'm not so good at chess because I got a comic book.
Right, that's right. We had a couple comics.
Yeah.
And I thought those comics were going to continue, but you know what? Sometimes
the weather gets nice.
Yeah, sometimes things just end really
quickly. It's more fun playing outside.
Yep. So, but you did have just a few comics made.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I love it. So, well, kids, I think we've covered it. We've really had a great time together. Thanks for tuning in. And for spending this time for us. We've learned a lot, and we're looking forward to seeing you on Sunday mornings.
And then maybe for my Christmas special, and back to school special, and after school special, and Thanksgiving maybe? And then
if those happen, I will be sure to remember to bring my glass of water next time.
That would be a great idea.
Yes, it would be. Just in case you smell like hickory smoke. Right. Yes, that's true. Camels don't need to drink a lot. So, all right. So, should we say goodbye to the kids? It's hard to say goodbye. I know we do. But remember, we can see them on Sundays.
That's true.
So, and you'll get to see Becky and Sarah. Maybe Becky. But yeah, that would be good in July. So we'll find out. But kids, we just want you to remember how much God loves you. And even when times are hard, like parts of the quarantine have been kind of hard, God has gotten us through it. And He can help us not just to survive, but we can thrive like Carl has, learning new skills and having new adventures. And God will help us when we ask for it.
Yeah. And then a couple last technical notes. First of all, kiddos, if you want to keep watching, you can watch over again all of these as many times as you want. And if you want us to come back, I think you just need to start a petition.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I get a whole bunch of signatures, like Princess Anna and Princess... anybody you can think of. Get their autographs.
Frozen reference. Got it. Okay. Sounds good. Anything else before we say our final line? Should we pray for the kids?
That sounds awesome.
Okay. Dear God, thank you for this time that we got to spend together, getting to know each other and learning about the stories that are true from your word. And help us to always ask you for help and always love you and always trust you. And we love you so much. Amen.
Amen. That was awesome.
Thank you. All right, kids. Just remember, you are God's precious treasure, and He loves you so much.
And you're so worth it.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I'll see you soon, I hope. Write me letters.
Oh, dear. I have no mouse. Let's see.
If you had a cat.
All right. Bye, kids.
Bye, kiddos.